today from the Tampa Stadium in Tampa, Florida. The New York Cosmos, led by Pele, versus the champion Tampa Bay Rowdies. Sponsored by Toyota. You asked for it, you got it. Toyota.
Alice, if you buy one more thing, we'll need a new car to get it home.
Oh, George.
You asked for it. A whole new generation of Toyota Corollas, designed for the way we live now. Like this new Toyota Corolla SR5 liftback. It's designed for you, for your budget and your groceries. With a super practical split-back rear seat. The split-back rear seat allows you to carry 3 people and 15 bags full of groceries.
Look at the room in this car.
And with this Toyota Corolla's 5-speed overdrive transmission, you get great Toyota gas mileage anywhere you drive it. The city, the highway, the frozen food section. The new Toyota Corollas, liftback, and the brand new Corolla Sport Coupe. If you can find a better built small car than Toyota, buy it. Quality.
You ask for it, you got Toyota.
This is an amazing new chemical fiber called Aramid Plus. Pound for pound, it is 5 times stronger than steel. Put this fiber in a radial tire and it'll ride smoother than a steel-belted radial. It absorbs vibrations like an extra shock absorber.
Kelly Springfield designed its newest radial tire with Aramid Plus. Strong, smooth riding, the finest Kelly Springfield radial tire ever made. Aramid Plus, it's a step ahead of steel. Kelly Springfield. Tires that make a world of difference.
When the sun goes down and you catch the last wave of the afternoon and take that long, sweet ride home, none of the wipeouts seem to matter. Now comes Miller time. Time to look back on all the big ones of the day with the best tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
High above Tampa Stadium on a warm, sunny day with 40,000 avid soccer fans. And with me is a man who's been covering American soccer for the last 17 years from New York, Paul Gardner. We've got the New York Cosmos and the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who are tied in league standings in the Eastern Division. This is their first outing out of the Bicentennial Cup, and they've taken a breather. What are we looking for as far as goals, and what are we looking for in terms of stars this afternoon?
I think we're looking for an excellent game this afternoon. We've got some marvelous players on the field out there. Players, skillful players, individualistic players. Pele, of course, on the Cosmos side, but in addition to him, Giorgio Chinaglia, a fine player from the Italian First Division who they bought recently, a real superstar in Pele's class who will help Pele, will make Pele look good. On the other side, we've got the other people coming in, like Rodney Marsh on the Tampa Bay side, excellent player. Another
Tampa Bay Rowdies. And their murderous row of Smethurst, Scullion, Clyde Best, and, of course, Rodney Marsh. So we're about to kick off. Let us look at the lineups. Tampa Bay's goalkeeper, number 1, an American, Arnold Mauser. Their defense, 4. Number 15, Mark Lindsay Jaws. Number 3, Alex Pringle. Number 13, Stuart Jumpool, Mark Chinaglia. And number 18, Arsène Auguste. The midfielders, Rodney Marsh, number 10, we talked about, and Tommy Smith, Liverpool, the captain. Number 19, Len Glover. And the attacking players, number 7, Stuart Scullion, very fine on the right for Team America. Number 9, Clyde Best. And the high-scoring number 12, Derek Smithers. Here's New York's team. Kurt Kuykendall replacing, as a surprise, Rigby was Team America's goalkeeper. The defenders, Bob Smith, American. Number 20, Mike Dillon. Number 5, Keith Eddy, the captain. Number 3, Brian Rowan. The New York midfielders, number 8, Terry Garbutt, and Northern Ireland's playing captain, number 6, David Clements. Up front, their big 4, number 18, Brian Tinian. Number 9, Giorgio Chinaglia. Pele, of course, and on the left side, Tony Field. The game has begun. Tampa Bay in white, playing with circle stripes, green and yellow. Well played. Number 7, Scullion. Tampa Bay on the attack. Clyde Best with the ball.
We get the first foul of the game there, Mario. It was a foul, I think, on Mike Dillon, the New York centre-back, on Clyde Best, coming in from behind.
Stewart jumped to Rodney Marsh. Tampa with the ball. The early moments of this game, New York Cosmos out on the left. The wall pass, the give and go, like in basketball, saved, but it goes out of bounds. And since Tampa touched it last, we go quickly to a goal kick by the New York Cosmos. Team touching the ball last as it goes over the goal line, gives the ball to the team, the other team, and they have, that's a throw-in.
The referee ruled it went out before it went over the end line. Throw-in. Two-handed throw-in, of course, always.
Tampa quick on the ball. Clyde Best tries to beat his man, but not be controlled by number 18, Tinian, midfielder for New York. And we have a throw-in.
You see a lot of static play here at the moment, of course. Both teams jockeying, see what they're up to.
Ball played downfield, no one there, played to the goalkeeper, Mauser.
No boos on that call. When the visiting team pass back to the goalkeeper, you'll get boos. When the home team do it, it's acceptable.
August. Plays the ball square, as we say, but gave it up to the New York Cosmos.
This is Dave Clements, the Northern Ireland captain, running through on his own.
Out to the left, Tony Field, a traditional winger, very quick, good ball control. Plays the ball back to Clement. In green, Pele takes it.
The defense there, leaving Pele with a lot of room. That shot was only blocked at the last minute.
Pele, 1,245 goals to his credit in 1,292 matches around the world.
I'm looking at the man-on-man situation.
Bob Smith, the American, took that throw in. New York Cosmos, high in the air. August. Scullion. A foul from behind, a hacking foul, that the player went for the man rather than the ball, Paul.
Yeah, that was Dave Clements coming in rather hard from behind, but of course you are likely to hit the player's legs and then it's a foul.
Augusta Clyde Best passed on the wrong side of him and caught Best going the other way, and Kuykendall comes out and puts the ball into play for New York's Cosmos. Bob Smith, the fullback, coming through from his defensive position, what we call the overlapping run on the right side by a fullback. There's Quinaglia for a moment. You saw the great star from Lazio. Tommy Smith, the team captain of Tampa Bay.
Pelé stealing the ball in midfield. Unusual move for Pelé.
Quinaglia. Beats his man, swerves around and plays the ball. We have a foul, an obstruction foul.
Yes, that'll be an indirect free kick for that, but I think it's going for New York. Yes, it was against Tampa, an indirect free kick, which means a goal cannot be scored direct from it. Not really a question in a situation like that, where it's yards away from the goal.
New York on the attack, right side. Plays it, lets the man run onto the ball, catches the ball in stride, crosses it, and headed away by the defense of Tampa Bay.
And very well headed away, too, because Pelé was waiting right behind that defender, lurking, crouching, waiting to smack a header into the goal.
Bob Smith, New York Cosmo, gives the ball to Garbett to take the throw in. Behind that touch line, two hands behind the head, feet in position. Field. Taken off the ball. Clements passes it back, trying to mount an attack. Clements again. Smith. New York Cosmos on the green, defending the goal to your south side, or to the right of the screen, the south side.
It's interesting to see, Mario, the patience with which New York are mounting those attacks. There were a lot of passes involved in getting that ball upfield. It was not kicked downfield quickly. Worked forward on the ground.
Tommy Smith. Clyde Best. Scramble for the ball. The touchline very close to the retaining wall.
Very dangerously close, I would say. That's a very, very hard wall indeed, and it's only about 2 feet from the touchline. There you had a confrontation between Clyde Best, number 9 of Tampa, and number 20, Mike Dillon of New York. That will be a man-on-man situation that could be significant in the outcome of this game.
Ball played to the right winger of New York. Pele has the ball, breaks into the penalty area, still has it, tries, oh, great control, still has the ball, hits it with a back heel, but caught his teammate unsuspected.
I think so. It looked like a bad pass from Pele, but of course it wasn't, because the teammate wasn't moving on to it, and that's a problem Pele has. He thinks so much quicker than anybody else. Here comes Canalia.
Beautiful move, still has the ball. Will he lose it in the tackle?
Rather a despairing panic clearance there by Pringle. Canalia going ahead at full steam, looking very dangerous indeed.
A corner kick, ball going across the goal line, touched last by the defending team, has to be taken from the corner position. Breaks through. Scullion on the left side. New York quickly now. Plays the ball. Field. Tony Field, 5 feet 7 inches tall from England. He's had 2 goals so far and 2 assists in the season. Little hitch, still has the ball. Breaks through, takes a shot on the right side.
That was an example of Tinian's explosive speed.
We'll be back. Play continues here. Smith, you see, the captain of Tampa Bay, number 4. You see the goalkeeper, Mauser, waiting for the ball to come back. 40,000 plus people. The stands are still being completed here at Tampa Stadium. And both goal ends, or end zones, since American football will be played here, are empty today. Otherwise, 55,000 people might have been here to watch this classic encounter in the Eastern Division. New York with a throw-in. Tinian throws it in. Clements in midfield looking for Pele. Pele has it, quickly plays it, what they call one-push passing. Doesn't wait, lets the ball fly as soon as he gets it.
Yes, that wasn't a particularly good pass, I must say. I don't even know who it was intended to. It just went up in the air and came down virtually in the goalkeeper's hands. So I don't think Pele will be too happy with that one, but even he makes mistakes.
Stewart jump, played on Team America. Picked up by New York. Cosmos on the attack. Pele not getting the ball. Trapping.
Slipped right under his foot there, yeah.
Scullion. Beautiful ball by Scullion. Beat his man and found a very unique angle. Smethurst with the ball. Across the goal. Crossing the yellow stripe. Scullion still has it. Glover. Still in control of the ball. Plays it across the goal. Across from Glover. And there is Smith, and Tampa Bay quickly pulled into the lead. Watch it again. Glover in possession, beats his man, brings the ball to his right foot, crosses it. And I believe Smethurst puts it by Kuykendall.
Yep, that was Smethurst, a glancing header from the near post. In other words, the goal post nearest to where the cross came from. Beautiful piece of play.
Now we have Rigby not playing, Kurt Kuykendall in.
Well, Kirk Kuykendall is the second-string goalkeeper, and obviously it's a question as to how he's going to behave under the sort of pressure in this game. I don't really think he could be faulted on that goal, though. It was a perfect piece of play by Derek Smithhurst.
That's Lenny Glover, number 19. 32-year-old veteran of the English leagues. Pele with the ball. They are behind. Here's a foul.
Well and truly upended there by Pringle. This will be a direct free kick to New York, which means that if it's possible for the man to hit it that hard, he can put the ball direct into the goal with the one kick.
Brazilians are well known for that, and Pele will be going. The defending players have to stand at least 10 yards away from that ball.
Two of them at the moment, just blocking a part of the goal to make the goalkeeper's task a little easier.
Mauser comes out of his goal and collects it into those big arms of his. So Pele was feeding. He was not going for the goal.
No, that was not a shot, Murray. You're quite right. That was sort of chipping it in for a player to get his head on. It was a little bit too high.
The hometown fans of Tampa Bay's Rowdies. Please, 1-0. It's like having a 12th player, I guess, playing in front of your own fans.
Crowd help, certainly. Maybe not quite such a big a factor as it is in basketball, but the pressure, the incitement, the encouragement is there, very much so in soccer.
Speaking of basketball, it's a sports feast today on CBS. Basketball following. Still with the ball, Scullion, but he got pushed.
That's Smith with his second foul in about a minute there.
Best and Smethurst. Scullion with the ball, still in control. Rodney Marsh gliding through the traffic.
Now we have a call on this. We have a referee's call on this.
And Rodney Marsh.
Rodney Marsh evidently thinks it should have been a penalty kick. In fact, I think the referee has given... Yes, he's given a direct free kick, but he's given it outside the area. It seemed to me the foul was inside the area.
The referee, Peter Johnson of Windsor, Ontario. The wall now, the defensive wall being set up by the New York Cosmos. Kuykendall taking his position, so part of the goal is obscured perhaps by that wall.
Very important, of course, to have that wall, because again, this is direct free kick. It can be put straight in.
Tampa still with the ball. Lindsay. Smith comes up, collects for New York. And Lindsay. The wall pass that didn't work. And again, the Tampa Bay Rowdies coming on the attack. Smethurst looking for an opportunity to snatch up the ball.
He nearly landed Smith in a lot of trouble there. That was not a good pass. Smith had to stretch as full as he could go to get that ball.
Pele feeds off to Field. Field back to Dillon. Dillon to Clements. Clements looking for the running Pele. Chips the ball into the penalty area. Pele still has it. Shoots up and goal!
Oh, great save by Nelson.
A great run by Pele. A nice speed, and he took it on the first time with the left foot.
Excellent piece of goalkeeping.
Smithers through. Oh, a fine save by Kuykendall and a great shot. A grass cutter, as we call it, that slithers across the grass. Kuykendall diving to his right, tips the ball beyond that goal line. And Tampa Bay still has the ball now. They have a corner kick to get the ball into play. Watch it again. Watch that shot.
Just getting his fingertips on it. A very good save. Two examples of fine goalkeeping, one at each end.
Smith takes the shot. Auguste. A heading duel here. Pele controls it, tries to get it on the ground where he does best. Auguste, a World Cup player, plays for the national team of Haiti. Clements. New York Cosmos in green. Behind 1-0. A ball that out of touch. Field was running for the pass. We'll be back. We're back to live action, and New York thwarted again just outside the penalty area of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We are playing 2 halves of 45 minutes. We are in the first half, and Tampa Bay is ahead on a goal by Smithers. Rodney Marsh very calmly backheeling the ball, that is controlling the ball with a little tap back to a teammate.
It was a sort of trademark of Rodney Marsh's there, I think, that little touch of cheek, a little touch of impudence there.
Little touch of cheek, did you say?
I did indeed, yes.
Rowan with the ball.
Again, New York working the ball about very carefully, passing it square between those backs, trying to find a free man. Sooner or later, you must find a free man. Here he is, Pelé.
Tampa Stadium field, 120 yards long by 68 yards wide. Ball still in play. A fine defensive move by Mark Lindsay, or Jaws, the Fred Williamson lookalike. But New York still with the ball. Ball slipped around Auguste. Shin pad goes flying. Tommy Smith will want to go collecting. Ball played out to the right side. Stuart Scullion, Tampa Bay, on the fly, on the run. Going to cross that yellow stripe. Scullion of Tampa Bay still with the ball. Smithers controls, collects, loses it to Clements.
Nice piece of covering by Clements there.
The yellow stripe, we've gone over it a couple of times.
The offside line of the North American Soccer League, no offside between that line, between those 2 lines in the center of the field. They differ from the rest of the world on this. We'll explain offside as it comes up. We have not yet had an offside call in this game, Mario.
For the Cosmos. Number 15, you see there just a moment ago, was Mark Lindsay. Throw in by New York. Pelé pushing the ball. Clements wasting it.
Kicking it over his head, not really seeing what's behind him here. A rather speculative effort, but you never know. Somebody might be sneaking in there, catching the goalkeeper unawares. This time, it didn't happen.
In that Eastern Division, Washington has played a total of 9 games. They've won 6, lost 3. They are leading that division. New York and Tampa Bay are 4 points separating them, I should say. One team 44 points, one team 40 points, with the same one-loss record of 5-2. 5 wins, 2 losses. The Eastern Division. Toronto leads the Northern Division. Vancouver the Western, and Dallas the Southern. Tampa Bay. Rodney Marsh, the young lion with a blonde mane. Clyde Best, using his body well to protect the ball from the defender. Still has it, still on the touch, balancing it precariously there. Still has it, goes to his right, little pushing, but...
That'll be a corner, I imagine. No, he's given a foul. It is, in fact, a free kick to New York, pushing on Clyde Best. And the Tampa crowd, as you can hear, do not like that at all. They think that should have gone the other way, that should have been a free kick against Dillon for a foul on Best.
Best is from Bermuda. He's 6 feet 2 inches tall, 195 pounds, and only 25 years of age, and has played very well in the 2 seasons for Tampa Bay.
The big, powerful man. You saw there an example how difficult it is to get him off the ball.
Rodney Marsh. The ball played back to the goalkeeper.
We have a whistle on this play, too. This must be a free kick to... Well, it's on Clyde Best again. We're going to get more boos here again, I'm afraid. Here they come. That's the second call against Clyde Best for pushing within a minute. And as I mentioned before, that struggle between Clyde Best and Mike Dillon could be a decisive factor in this game. At the moment, Mike Dillon's getting the better of it. He's forcing Clyde Best to push him.
Clements passing the ball, but no one there to get it back from field. Talking about matchups, there's Mauser, of course, and Pringle. We have not seen Quinaglia make an impression in this game, and obviously Stuart Jump is playing him very tight.
You're right, Quinaglia has not done anything at all up to now, but on the other hand, the ball's not coming forward that much for New York yet. Most of the pressure is, at this stage of the game, coming from Tampa.
Tommy
They come
Smith
again.
to Rodney Marsh, Tampa Bay. Lindsay on the right, plays the ball across the goal mouth, and Kuykendall on the line brings it down.
Nice save. We might make a point there, Mario. He actually stepped back over the line holding the ball. It doesn't matter in soccer. It's the position of the ball that counts, not where the player's feet are. The player can run right outside the field if he wants to, as long as the ball is either on the line or inside the field of play.
We're back to live action. Rodney Marsh dribbling for Tampa Bay, who are ahead 1-0. We are in the first half. Tampa Stadium. Mario Machado and Paul Gardner high above the stadium. There were a 60% chance of showers, but the sun is out. Brilliant. Oh, and a confusion there between the goalkeeper and the defender. Marsh still has the ball. Tampa Bay chips it.
There was a little confusion there. Kurt came out to punch the ball, Kurt Kuykendall, the goalkeeper, and in fact I think he ran into one of his own players, and the punch was not nearly as high and as long as he would have liked it to be. When a goalkeeper punches the ball in soccer, he must get height on it and he must get distance on it. He must get it out of that area. Marsh here in midfield with a lot of room there. That's surely a mistake by New York. Can't allow a player like that amount of room.
Rodney Marsh out to the left side. Chips the ball across the Clyde Best, heads it, point back, throws it. And Clyde Best getting the ball, carried away by the goalkeeper, Kuykendall, finds the ball at his feet. Watch it again.
Well, there's the cross. Clyde Best all on his own. Kurt Kuykendall parries it, but does not hold it. Another mistake. And there is Clyde Best to put in the rebound. But again, I must point out that that goal really arose in midfield by allowing Rodney Marsh a great deal of room, much more room than he should be allowed. You can't do that with a player of his skill.
Tampa Bay Rowdies, 2-0 ahead in this first half. And the fans here, 40,000 strong on a sunny afternoon in Tampa Bay, Florida. Little wind, and now New York, Quinaglia coming alive, but the ball being lost.
I don't think, Mario, for one moment that this is over by any means. New York have a lot of attacking power in this team, and we haven't seen any of it yet. I can't believe it can last that way for 90 minutes.
So when you look at it, Murderer's Row, we're talking about Clyde Best, Scullion, Smethurst, and Rodney Marsh. We've had 2 goals from 2 members of Murderer's Row. Best has scored, and Smethurst has scored, and laid on by Rodney Marsh. Now this is Smethurst. Tries to shoot, gets the ball taken away by Clements.
Well, what we've had here, in fact, is I think Tampa Bay with only 2 solid shots on goal, and they in fact have scored from both of them. And of course that's what soccer's all about, the number of chances you create.
Rodney Marsh breaking through on a solo run, and again no one there, but still he is being given a lot of room to maneuver, Paul.
He certainly is, and I don't think New York can do that much longer. They'll have to put a man on him. They'll have to put a man on him in soccer terms to mark him, which means in effect to guard him.
Rodney Marsh, the young lion of Tampa Bay. About Kuykendall, there is no excuse. We keep saying he's the second string goalkeeper, but he should be game fit.
Oh, he's game fit. There's no question about that. The only question hangs over his experience and his maturity in game situations of this sort.
Glover on the left again. Puts the ball high. And again, a careless clearance, and Marsh shoots, and it is wide.
Careless clearance, that, in fact, was Tony Field, a forward.
We're back to live action, and New York trying to mount an offensive, trying to get back on that scoreboard. They are behind 2-0. Auguste clearing for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay defending the goal to your left. It is the north side. Rodney Marsh slowing the pace of the game down.
Being allowed to slow the pace of the game down again, nobody picking him up. A lot of time, a lot of space, a lot of room, and again, nobody going to him.
Smethurst. Blade. Tampa, Scullion plays the ball deep. Smethurst all by himself has the ball chopped off. And a tremendous amount of pressure being put on the defense of New York's Cosmos.
That was Bobby Smith, their American right back, who came across there to cut out that threat.
Pelé. The superstars have not made a big dent in this game. On the New York Cosmos side, Field corners the ball, centers it. Scullion plays it back. Again, that space you were talking about.
Awful lot of room in midfield for Tampa to operate here.
Marsh, bobbing, weaving, still has the ball, decides to break into that penalty area, and once you go, you must go.
Nice tackle there by Brian Rowan, putting the ball into touch, out of danger for the moment. That ball was out, so that'll be a goal kick to New York.
Coaches tell players that if they make that break in that penalty area, don't hesitate, go, because you could be fouled.
Well, there's always a possibility, and any player who goes down in the penalty area, attacking player, hopes that he will get a penalty kick, which is a one-on-one situation with the goalkeeper.
Lindsay. Back to the goalkeeper, Mauser. Eddie Firmani, the coach of Tampa Bay, interestingly enough, in looking at his background, played against Pelé in a very famous game between...
In Italy, yes. Internazionale of Italy against Santos of Brazil. Score was 3-2. 3 goals to Firmani on one side, 2 to Pelé on the Santos side.
Garbett. Pelé. Play continues. Quinaglia. Field. Sandwich there, and that is a personal foul. That's Tony Field, 5 feet 7 inches tall, a very emotional player, a winger with great speed. Has had 2 goals and 2 assists so far this season in the North American Soccer League.
Again, we have a direct free kick situation, and it looks as though Pelé will take this kick. Now, last time he chipped it into the middle. Let's see if this time he's going to, in fact, to take a shot on goal. We have a 3-man wall. The referee, Peter Johnson, trying to get those players 10 yards away from the wall. Clements to take it. No, fake, Pelé.
Scissored away, kicked over the head. Rowan. Garbett plays it out to the right side. Headed away, and Best coming all the way back from his attacking position to help defense. Controls the ball beautifully, moves the ball up, slows the pace down. Glover puts the ball through, and it was deflected. Smethurst saying, and we'll be back. Daytona Stadium, and the team in white, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, are ahead 2-0, and they continue to pressure the New York Cosmos defense. Smether scored the first goal for the Rowdies, and the second goal came from Clive Best. Kuykendall of America, playing in goal for New York's Cosmos, tested this first half a number of times.
Yes, he's made one or two very good saves, but on the second goal, unfortunately, he could not hold Clyde Best's original shot. He parried it. It went straight back to Clyde Best, who had no trouble at all in slamming it into the back of the net. We want to see what that does to Kurt Kuykendall's nerves, whether he can now steady down or whether it'll shake him up.
It's a very, very unique athlete. He was the Pan American goalkeeper, also a very, very quiet young man who spends a lot of time meditating, I gather.
He's a very religious boy. It's unusual. You see him around the hotel lobbies reading a Bible, in fact, and of course he takes a certain amount of joshing from the other players because of this, but he keeps his good humor, and I think everybody respects him for it. Very, very nice, good young man, and a good goalkeeper too.
With more game experience, I think that he will find a place in the ranks of the North American Soccer League.
Yeah, well, that's all he's lacking at the moment. He hasn't played that much. This is his first competitive game this year.
Should be a throw-in. Quickly taken. Garbett plays it back. New York looking for a goal. Pele out to the left field, breaking into the penalty area. Still has the ball. Takes a shot, and Mauser collects right at the near post.
Very exciting looking, but I don't really think he should have shot under those circumstances. That ball should have been pulled back into the middle, out of the goalkeeper's reach. Very difficult to score from that angle.
Quickly coming back, Tampa Bay's Rowdies. Glover into the penalty area, plays it out to the left, and it is Scullion. Collects the ball. It did not go out. Still has it. Plays it across the goal mouth, and Kuykendall collects.
Confidently taken by Kurt. It's an encouraging sign for Kurt. No trouble with that one at all. Nice move there between Kinalia and Tinian. He's set Tinian free on the right.
He was an All-American goalkeeper, by the way, Kuykendall for American University. There is
Washington.
There is number 18, Arsène Auguste, Augie as they call him, the World Cup veteran from Haiti.
He just fouled Tinian, in fact, so here we have New York with a direct free kick. Auguste got his head in the way. That'll be a corner to New York.
As we open this broadcast, if you might recall, corner kick.
Well, that's a low one pulled back to Clements on the ground. Caught by Clements. Blocked there by Rodney Marsh playing back on defense.
So again, New York now keeping the ball. There's Rodney Marsh keeping the ball.
Tinian round his man.
Mauser.
Those commanding arms of Mauser. He's very tall and very strong in the air. No trouble with that.
Clyde Best now on the move for Tampa. Playing without shin pads. Socks roll down.
In fact, we've got three of the Tampa players who seem to like to play with their socks rolled down over their ankles.
Ball played out to the left side. Not high enough to go over the defender. Cut off. And now New York.
This is Tony Field, who nominally is a left winger, but you'll see he's been pulled back into midfield, I suspect, to help fill that gap, which the Tampa Bay were exploiting to the extent of 2 goals.
Pele has it. Plays it, and Mauser is there.
Very quickly off his line, Mauser. That was one of those deceptive Pele crosses, curling away from the goalkeeper, luring him out almost.
Scullion trying to beat 2 men. Talking about crosses, Scullion likes to cross the ball when he plays the traditional winger. That is the player off to the extreme right or left side of the field.
In this position now.
Playing the ball high across the goal mouth, hoping that one of his teammates will be there to pounce on the ball, either to head it in goal or to strike it with a foot and hopefully get a goal. That's what a cross is, or a center. Glover has been very instrumental in this first half.
He's playing very well, again, all over on the left side here. We have Rodney Marsh again displaying a little of his tricks for us there.
Clyde Best getting the ball from Mark Lindsay. Best veering. Still has the ball, using his body well to shield it. Lindsay plays it through it. Smethurst is there, the opportunist that he is. One of Murderer's Row gets a corner kick from that effort.
Now, Keith Eddy, the New York captain, did something there which I'm sure he won't be at all happy with. As that long, hard center came in from Best, he got a foot on it and he deflected it. And that, of course, is a goalkeeper's nightmare.
That's Derek Smethurst.
Derek Smethurst, who Eddie Fermani claims is one of the best players in this league.
He has the only hat trick in the league this year, a hat trick being 3 goals in 1 game. That came against Hartford on May the 19th. He's a South African, by the way. He has 7 goals this year. He is the second leading scorer with 19 and the all-time scorer for Tampa with 24 goals. So watch for him throughout this game. Rodney Marsh. Stuart Scullion.
No challenge from Keith Eddy.
There's the shot.
Blocked by Keith Eddy again.
Clyde Best looking, dribbling, juggling. Marsh there to support him, taking the pressure off. Still has it. Has to look for someone to play it off to. Smethurst plays it back. Best gets another corner kick out of this situation.
That hit Brian Rowan more than Brian Rowan playing it. Brian really didn't know where that ball had gone. But again, one is a little shocked by the lack of aggression in the New York defense. They are not going for these men hard enough, and they're giving them time to get in these crosses and to take up good positions in the area.
Stuart Scullion, you saw just a moment ago, positioning the ball at the corner flag. 2-0 is the score. Tampa Bay Rowdies ahead in this first half. Again, there you see Clements.
This is Scullion again, a second corner kick in a row. Dangerous one.
Not having a happy time. Watch that again. That's what we call a glancing headshot.
Had a very similar to the first goal on the other post, of course. Very difficult for the goalkeeper to deal with because the player is there before him. There's Kurt expressing a little despair on that.
How does one... That's Smethurst again. He has 2 goals now. Remember, he scored 3 in 1 game, and that was against Hartford. He has 2, and we're only in the first half. So he has 2. Best has 1. Tampa Bay's Rowdies 3. New York Cosmos nothing. And Quinalia and Pele. That's the score. Terrific. Marvelous. Good coverage. Are you happy? Are we doing it? Right. Tampa still on the attack. Still putting tremendous amounts of pressure on the defense of New York. And New York, Paul, will have to change something. I don't know what it is, whether it be the goalkeeper or not, but New York will have to change.
Well, of course, they can't change the goalkeeper because they have their second string in there, and the first string is injured. So there's nothing they can do about that, and I don't fault Kuykendall too much on 2 of those goals. What New York have got to change is they've got to pick up the Tampa Bay midfield much quicker, and they've got to be in on them much sooner. They're giving them much too much room, and they're having time to look about and to make these incisive passes.
Is that Keith Eddy's role as the captain of New York to sense it? Oh!
Very much Keith Eddy's role, Mario. He acts almost as the coach's mouthpiece out on the field there.
Garbage. Quickly taken by New York. There's a shot, cannon, that goes out of the ballpark. crowds here, 40,000 plus at Tampa Stadium, and their home team, that home team advantage again, 3-0 on the boards. We have not seen Quinaglia at all. Quinaglia has it.
Should be a goal. Hit the bar. That must be.
There's a goal.
No, I think the referee's giving offside on that.
Offside, you're right.
Pelé does not agree with that call, and I don't agree with it either. I don't quite see. Of course, it's not the referee's call, it's the linesman's call.
Pelé at
Pelé is really upset about
5
that.
feet 9 inches tall with the goalkeeper Mauser, who is 6'2", and they're appealing to the linesman now to come in.
Well, referee, Pelé has got a yellow card warning here. An official caution. Pelé has gone over to the linesman. There is Pelé arguing, or should I say conversing with the linesman, telling him that he made the wrong decision, applauding the linesman for making the wrong decision.
Uh-oh.
I think the referee,
Peter Johnson,
will
is
call Pelé over to him. This is a standard practice. The player must not run off. There is Peter Johnson giving Pelé a yellow card. And I don't need to translate any of that, I don't think. That, of course, will go down in the books officially as a yellow card warning for protesting a referee's decision.
Watch it again. Let's see it.
Cross from Quinaglia. There's Field. Ball comes back.
Was not.
I cannot see offside in that at all.
In the offside situation, you have to have 2 defenders between yourself and the goal at the time the ball is played to you. There was a fullback in a white jersey and the goalkeeper. There were 2 men as the ball came
I think so. I agree with you, Murray. At no time was a New York player closer to the goal line than having only just 1 player there. There's Peter Johnson calming himself down a little after that brush with Pelé. And there's Rodney Marsh being very badly tripped by Bobby Smith of New York.
Now, Bobby Smith, interestingly enough, is an attacking back, an American player, and now there's tremendous bad blood all of a sudden on the field. And he is foul prone. His record shows that he has a tendency to create those personal fouls.
He does. He has a raw, sort of immature edge to his play. Physically, he's a marvelous player. He's got all the attributes physically, and some of his skills are good. But
look at how many world-class players are here. Quinaglia, Marsh, Smith, Pelé, and just walking out of the picture was Clements, all playing for their national side.
Top-class internationals. Pelé is still upset. Well, here comes the free kick. This will be a direct free kick. And again, there's the New York wall blocking off part of that goal.
Rowan on the right, Garbett. That's that wall 10 yards away from the ball. Clements and Pelé. Right behind, you see Scullion in the white jersey. Played to the trailing man. He is all by himself, and a shot over the top. Following the soccer, the battle for the Phoenix Suns and the Boston Celtics are coming next in a great game for Boston fans, perhaps the best game played and televised. Now is the chance to see the Phoenix Suns come back on their home court, maybe to tie the series. So that'll be next. The home court advantage, some say the 6th man, when Phoenix tries to tie up the series at home. That's NBA's championship, Boston and Phoenix, immediately following the soccer match. Losing the ball, but the referee has detected an infringement of some sort. He'll call it back. It'll be a free kick. No, he won't. It'll be half-time. That is the end of the first half and the score. The Tampa Bay Rowdies 3, New York no score, and that is the end of the first half of this North American Soccer League league game from Tampa Stadium.
State Farm agent Doug Mays.
We specialize, of course, in the personal lines, meaning the automobile insurance, the fire insurance, the life insurance.
They want someone who's professional, someone they can have confidence in, and they want to be able to understand what they're buying.
State Farm agent Jim Golden.
For their family. But most of all, they want someone that they can count on to be there when they need him. And I think most people will find that a State Farm agent's that kind of a guy.
It's a very nice feeling to know that you insure a client and are furnishing all their insurance needs for all different kinds of insurance, and they are happy enough with the job that you're doing and the service that you're providing so that they go and tell their neighbors, who in turn may not be getting this kind of personal service that we try so hard to give.
I like my business. I like what I'm doing, and I like the people I'm working with.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If you suffer from occasional attacks of bronchial asthma, you know tablets, capsules, or liquids can take 15 minutes to work. You want relief that starts in seconds. You want Broncaid Mist. Broncaid Mist speeds directly to your lungs, opens clogged air passages in seconds, helps release trapped air so you breathe freely, in and out. So the next time bronchial asthma attacks, fight back. Reach for Broncaid Mist, the fastest relief possible.
Soccer is fun. Fun to watch, fun to play. Week in and week out, the North American Soccer League's 20 teams in the United States and Canada bring fans color, excitement, and fun. World-class stars like Pelé on every NASL team show the best of soccer. They're shooting for one goal, the NASL championship game and the league title in Seattle on August 28th. Since its start 10 years ago, the North American Soccer League has recognized the future of soccer lies with youth.
One more time. Okay.
NASL teams like the New York Cosmos have helped make soccer our fastest growing sport through involvement with youth. Soccer. Come join the fun.
The North American Soccer League game on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. Some doctors are dropping their malpractice insurance and telling their patients, go ahead and sue. Watch 60 Minutes tonight on CBS.
It's halftime here at Tampa Stadium, and of course you know the score, 3-0 in favor of Tampa. And I have two of the executives, co-owner of Tampa, Bo Rogers, on my left, and Clive Toy, who's been in the North American Soccer League for a great number of years, who is the president of the New York Cosmos. And I'm not going to talk about the game itself because I don't want to embarrass you, Clive. But I'd like to talk specifically about where the league is going. You are going to 3 sellouts this year. Is it because of Pelé on your team, or is it because soccer has caught hold?
Well, it's both. Pelé's arrival has focused in on all the great things that have been happening in soccer. You know, the base is there. We have so many hundreds of thousands of kids playing it, so many fans already. And the arrival of Pelé has just crystallized this great soccer movement that's been going on for the past 5 years.
Now, you're a pioneer, a missionary, and you really started your influence in soccer when you first came here from England. Now, you're an American. What is the interest you have to invest large sums of money in a franchise and to be involved in a new sport that is trying to find its place in the sun, if you will?
We feel that soccer will be the next major sport in this country, and in order for us to get in on the ground floor, so to speak, we bought a franchise 2 years ago, and we feel that we brought an entertainment value to Tampa, and we've given them a great value for the money, and we feel that, you know, that within 5 years, soccer will take its place along with football and basketball as a major sport in this country.
Now, this is a genuine crowd. We're not talking about 40,000 avid fans here. How do you develop fans like that in a short period of time?
Well, I'd say that we develop it by, again, giving entertainment. You know, soccer is like any other thing, is an entertainment. And we promote it well. We've got some very funny slogans. Our slogan is "Soccer is a kick in the grass," which I think kind of sums it up. I think our name is unique, and we just promoted it properly, we think.
Clive?
Well, I think we've started off with a game which in itself is a great game. And so many kids are playing, so many people are liking the game. And if you promote the game professionally, get the best possible players and do a thorough professional job, that added on top to the natural beauty of the game, and you have it.
It's paying dividends. Clive Toy, thank you very much for joining me here at halftime, and Bo Rogers, you too. We'll be back with more soccer after these very important messages, and we'll be back here at Tampa Stadium.
Here's the deal. Sue does the inside, and I do the outside.
Better get busy, hon.
She thinks I've got the hard part. She doesn't know about Sprint car wax. Sprint is so easy. Size is no problem. Wipe it on and you get a real wax shine. It cleans road film and grime. And see, there's no buffing.
Harry.
Yeah.
Oh, poor baby.
J-Wax Sprint cleans and shines without buffing.
We're going to prove that Edge lets you shave closer than the leading foam. First, listen to an unshaven face using an ordinary credit card. Now we'll shave the left side with foam, the right with Edge. With Edge's protective lubrication, we pressed harder to shave closer than foam. Now listen to the foam side. Then listen to the Edge side. Foam, Edge. Edge lets you shave closer than the leading foam.
To the companies trying to make luggage as good as ours, Samsonite presents a lesson on a perfect gift. That durable Samsonite Classic Attaché only opens right side up. And see how it organizes. We try to make working easier and safer. We know more about business cases because we make more. Samsonite keeps going strong. Get a 6-month day timer and Schaefer pen, all worth $15, free with Classic 3 Attachés.
Safeguard's deodorant lather is so effective, it doesn't need heavy perfume. Safeguard gives you naturally clean-smelling skin.
Good morning. Hi. You always smell so fresh.
What about me? I use a deodorant soap.
That's just it, Norman. You smell like a deodorant soap. Clean and cute.
With Safeguard, you don't get the heavy smell of some deodorant soaps. You get naturally clean-smelling skin.
Next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Spectacular will present an exciting show featuring the Daytona Motocross from the Daytona International Speedway, where the most celebrated field of motocross riders will compete. And the AAU National Boxing Championship from Las Vegas, a major stepping stone to the Olympics. That's the Daytona Motocross and National Boxing Championship, next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
We're here at halftime and still in the press box, of course, and Paul Gardner's joined me again. And 3-0 is a surprising score because when you look at the two sides, it would seem that it would be, in fact, the cameraman was noting that it might be a dull game because of the defensive strategy. Let's take a look at that first goal. Here is Glover again, beating his man, playing it across the goal mouth. Smethurst.
Smethurst glancing header, this time from the left post, and of course Kuykendall not able to get to the ball, beaten. But not really faulting Kuykendall on that.
Here's the next goal again.
Parried by Kuykendall, not held, bounces loose. Best pouncing on the rebound, slams it into the net.
Teams are on the field again, and we'll see. Strategy-wise, Paul, you're talking about 3-goal deficit by New York, and they've got to come back. What do you think Furphy might have been talking about as far as maybe game plan or maybe substitutions? We haven't heard of any substitutions.
I think what he would undoubtedly have been telling them is that they've got to tighten up on their defense. They've got to close down that midfield area, stop allowing Rodney Marsh and, for that matter, Len Glover all the room and the time they've had to set up these goals. The crosses and so on that have been coming in, the ball coming into the New York penalty area, are what's causing trouble to New York, and they should be stopped. The midfield players have to be stopped.
There are a number of other NASL games today. Vancouver's at Rochester, San Antonio at San Jose, and Washington, Boston, Dallas at St. Louis. So there are around the country, but the NASL today features, of course, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, the New York Cosmos here at Tampa, and New York now defending the goal to the left. The north goal, they've switched sides, which is customary in soccer at halftime to change over. And the white-shirted Rowdies now. Glover
Beautifully played out of defense by Tommy Smith there. Marvelously cool piece of play.
Solo run by Len Glover, all by himself. Puts the ball through, all by himself. There's a shot.
New York appealing for offside on that, and they're not going to get it, so they're going to be doubly unhappy, having a goal disallowed in the first half, and now having a goal scored when they claim a player was offside. I think they were wrong. I don't think that player was offside.
Watch it again.
There's the pass. No, he's not offside.
You've got to have two men. You've got a green-shirted man,
green
and you've got a goalie. It is not offside.
There's the left-footed shot out of Kuykendall's reach.
You must have two defenders between you and the goal at the time the ball is passed to you.
Discussion going on in midfield between Keith Eddy, the New York captain, and Pelé. I don't know whether they're trying to apportion responsibility for that goal, but again, we saw a very leaky New York defense.
Can these, first of all, the Rigby change at the last moment, and then these 3 stunning goals in the first half, and then this 4th stunner, could this take them completely off stride?
Well, it may take them completely out of the game. I really don't think a team is possible in the space of 45 minutes in any soccer game of surmounting a 4-0 lead. I think this is now Tampa's game, but New York, of course, will be trying desperately to do something about that.
What about foraging and actually looking for the ball and trying to beat Tampa to the punches?
Well, that's what they've got to do. That's what I'm suggesting they have to do at midfield. But again, you see, here is a Tampa fullback being allowed all the time in the world. Rodney Marsh letting the ball go straight through his legs. A superb piece of play.
Glover again, who has been, a great run, a dummy, if you will, where Rodney Marsh, a man without the ball, very dangerous, decoys, and Best got the ball.
You were mentioning earlier on, Mario, what effect the tempo of this game is having on either team. I don't think tempo is a factor. Pelé just failing to get the ball through the field there, who was running in inside him. I think the tempo has not been that fast. After all, it is pretty hot down there. And I don't think...
Smethurst again, the danger man, the trigger man, shoots and collected by Kuykendall. Didn't get enough boot on him.
No, well, of course, he was running more or less at right angles to the direction he wanted to kick the ball. Difficult to get power in a shot under those circumstances. Here's Dave Clements.
It's a very simple game to understand, really. The ball is always exposed. 11 players on each side. We're in the second 45 minutes. And the infractions, as they happen, we will at least outline them to you. Rodney Marsh.
Here we see an example there. Clements at least is getting to Rodney Marsh. He's tight on him now. He's forcing him to run backwards, and that is what New York were not doing in the first half. Clements still with Rodney Marsh, but Rodney Marsh still with the ball. Clements did not like that bit of taunting from Rodney Marsh. Rodney Marsh going down on his knees, pointing to the ball, saying to Clements, here it is, if you want it, take it away. Clements, of course, couldn't get it, and he did not like that bit of sort of
that
teasing.
That was uncalled for. And there's a lot of roughness all of a sudden now. Now, a bit of showboating on the part of Rodney Marsh.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if he'd do that in the English league.
No, and the referee doesn't approve of it. And in fact, he's given New York a free kick, probably for ungentlemanly conduct on the part of
I forgot
Rodney
Britishers
Marsh.
started this, did they not?
Yes, ungentlemanly conduct, unsportsmanlike conduct in American terms. Bringing the game into disrepute.
This is a league game. This is not an exhibition game, and New York are behind 4-0.
It's not an exhibition game, but Tampa are giving us a fine exhibition here.
Tall Mauser. Best coming all the way back. He scored 1 goal, and yet the stamina these soccer players have, he comes all the way back and helps on defense.
See, Tampa playing with the ball now, absolutely confident in a 4-goal lead. The game is theirs. They don't feel they need to take any risks at all now, and obviously they're not going to. They're really slowing the game down now.
Glover has been the playmaker, if you will, passing the ball well to the strikers to score, and Smethurst and Clyde Best have repaid him in kind.
They certainly have.
I believe Smethurst does have a hat-trick.
This season he has 1 hat-trick, and now he has 2 goals in this game. 1 more, and he has a hat-trick. Hat-trick in this game.
So Smethurst does have a hat-trick.
Yes, he does have a hat-trick in this game. The goals are coming so thick and fast, Mario, I'm losing count of them here. He has 3 goals in this game.
3 goals.
And 3 very good goals, too.
Like in ice hockey, 3 goals is a hat-trick. Rodney Marsh again on the right, chips it across. Should be a corner kick the way it went best.
The referee is pointing to the corner kick to Tampa.
Smith is there, a beleaguered defense of New York.
Although this does not look like the lineup for a corner kick. No, the ball is coming back. The players all ran back expecting a corner kick, but it's not. It is, in fact, a throw-in. No, it's not. It's a goal.
We're in the second half as you see Tampa Bay 4, New York, and again Tampa Bay with a corner kick here in the early moments of the second half. And it's a right-footed ball that will curl inward. Kuykendall collects it in his blue jersey. The only player on the field within that rectangle known as the penalty area to be able to touch the ball with his hands.
A little bit of inexperience on Kuykendall there. He really needn't have gone for that ball. That was headed by a Tampa Bay. If it had gone over the goal line, it would have been a goal kick. But he dove for it, and he needn't have done that.
Field with the ball. New York. Pelé. A bit slow. Pringle cutting off the pass. Best holding.
Foul on Dillon. Again, Best and Dillon having their little battle out there. This time the points decision goes to Mike Dillon. Free kick, New York.
Pelé. Tinian takes a shot
at his own player.
And Field got in the way. That ball was heading goalward. And Field got in the way.
New York have a corner kick out of it. Corner kick that is going to be taken by Tinian.
He'll use his right foot.
Swing away from the goalkeeper. Oh, far too far away.
Nice move.
Garbett. Oh. Referee
no tripping. Garbett, when I said nice move, he used his body swerve, went one way with the body, still kept possession of the ball, and faked his defender out. Dangerous ball. Now, Quinalia has...
We saw something very interesting there, Mario. That was Quinalia and Stuart Jump going for the ball, and Jump won out. Jump, as we know, is only 5'9". Quinalia, there he is actually 6'1.5". He was out-jumped there by a man who's some 4 or 5 inches shorter than he is.
Quinalia has been so good in New York in front of hometown fans. Here he is not playing too well. There's a chance. The ball coming across the goal mouth. Quinalia had it at his feet, but the ball was muffled by Pringle, and Mauser was there with his big arms to collect it for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Pringle.
There's Dillon and Best again. Best winning the ball again that time. And again getting a free kick. Foul by Best on Dillon. Long ball from Garbett, right into Mauser's arms.
In 2 weeks, CBS Sports will present the Pro Bowlers Association National Championship and, of course, the Kemper Open. That's next Saturday at 5 p.m. and Sunday at 4:30. CBS Sports presents the $250,000 Kemper Open with defending champion Ray Floyd, shooting for the $50,000 first prize along with Tom Weiskopf, Lee Trevino, Gary Player, J.C. Sneed. That's the Kemper Open next Saturday, 5 p.m. and Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So on the CBS Sports schedule, the basketball game coming up. golf we'll tell you about, and of course, bowlers coming up also. Tommy Smith there.
This will be a free kick to New York, or a foul on Tony Field, taken, I think, by Dave Clements. There it comes. Pele.
Pele! A turnaround shot, control the ball. Pele. Tampa Stadium, and Tampa in a commanding lead here second half. The white-shirted Tampa, the Rowdies 4-0 ahead. They are in total control, Paul. Total control, Paul Gardner.
Complete control, and I think New York must be wondering what on earth they can do to pull at least 1 or 2 goals back in this game. 1 goal, of course, would give them a lot of fire, but that's a really commanding lead for... I think they must be regretting giving away at least 2 very easy goals in the first half.
And in your analysis, you said that Kuykendall was not to be faulted only because too much space was allowed. Best again, Tampa Bay Rowdies chips the ball across the goal mouth, but no one there on that left side. Kuykendall.
Of course, on any goal, there's a series of errors usually that lead to it, and the goalkeeper's is always the final one if he makes an error, and he's the one who gets the blame. I would fault Kuykendall on the second goal, but not on the others.
Smethurst. This is Pringle. Tampa Bay slowing the play down somewhat. Lindsay. Pele. Tinian out to the left side. Again, Pele. Playing it back. Quinaglia still in control in that penalty area. Dangerous. Tries a scissors.
Spectacular effort by Giorgio. Blocked by one of the Tampa defenders, as indeed they've been blocking shots all the afternoon.
Rodney Marsh out to the left side. Glover. A dummy sold by Smithers, and Marsh is there. Has the ball, a fine tackle.
Good tackle by Dillon.
Very fine tackle, a sure tackle. Went for the ball. No intention of getting Marsh down.
I think for the first time in this game, we're seeing some constant New York pressure now. They've had the ball in the Tampa half for about the past 3 or 4 minutes. That's a lot of pressure. As soon as I say it, of course, they give it up.
Clements losing the ball, trying to beat his man. Glover again.
Rodney Marsh standing still, putting his foot on the ball, walking calmly, deciding what to do with it, being given all the time in the world to do it. Smethurst a shot.
Wide. Smethurst was very smart on that. I think he tried to fool Kuykendall with the pace of the ball. He just tried to slither it by him, and Kuykendall watched it by.
Yeah, it was a dipping shot. He got his foot underneath it and up it, giving the ball spin, which makes it swerve about in the air, and that does create problems for a goalkeeper.
Garbett.
Now you see, there's a bad example of New York. 2 players going for the same ball. Terrible pass.
Wasted pass. Good hustle.
Well, he's reclaimed his own error, and I think that was a blocked shot. The referee says it was not, so we're either going to get a foul call or a goal kick. Well,
I see a big divot there, so I guess he got the turf at the same time. They're playing on turf here. In some of the stadiums throughout the United States, they use artificial turf, and the players sometimes find it difficult, I guess.
A lot of the players don't like it at all. I think for many of the same reasons that professional football players don't like it. Injuries, and it certainly does something to the nature of the game in soccer. Soccer is a game where the ball's on the ground a lot. Ground surface is very important. We've got a wonderful field here. Beautiful grass here.
Field with the ball.
And that must be a free kick to New York in quite a dangerous position. Field, in fact, is having a bit of an argument there with Pringle.
Temper is a little high now on the part of New York. We are in the second half, and New York behind 4-0. About 29 minutes left.
I'm amazed to see New York not moving more players up into the penalty area for this. I think with New York now, this is an all-or-nothing situation.
Rodney Marsh.
Known for his attacking skills, and yet here he is in a defensive situation, heading the ball away.
His attitude comes through. He's a very loose player. There's a lot of fight, but he takes everything in stride. He's very casual about what he does.
It's a cross from Garbutt.
Here's a chance.
Oh, yeah, muffed.
That was Field trying to volley it into the goal, and he smothered the ball. Pelé was right behind him.
I think Pelé is saying to him now, you shouldn't have taken a shot, you should have pushed it back to me. As Pelé was facing the right direction, Field, of course, was not. There's Quinaglia. Booted out by Pringle.
Clements. The defense of Tampa, very, very strong. Closing holds very rapidly when tested. And again, we're back to that game plan strategy. If they're to get on the ball, will the big stars have to exert more individual pressure?
I just want to comment on that fine pass by Pelé, putting Smith loose on the right. But again, it's Pringle who comes racing across, puts the ball out for a corner.
Now, it's an interesting thing that Smith, as a fullback, and British fullbacks do that a lot, they trail the play, and suddenly a quick ball comes, and it's a fullback that you don't expect to see running up the line, getting the ball, and that's exactly what you pointed out, Paul.
Yeah, Smith should have a lot of room when he does that, because there's nobody guarding him or marking him.
Tinian, 2 goals, 2 assists in the season. There's the goal mouth, as you can see. The players taking position. No offside, of course. It can't be offside because the ball is on the farthest line of the field. So anything goes here other than, of course, a personal foul that might happen. Cleared away. Tinian again. Brings it under control. Chips it across the goal mouth. And over Field's head. A little collision on the other side.
Field moving in the wrong direction here, I'm afraid. We had a header across the goal from Quinaglia. It came to Field, but instead of moving towards the goal, he moved away from it.
Are the Cosmos out? What have they got to do to win? Sometime in the year. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Number 20, Dillon.
Tampa Stadium, and New York trying very, very hard to get into that net with a goal. And as you can see, Tampa Bay 4-0, and Pelé and Quinaglia now exerting a little more presence in this game. Oh, a caroming shot off of Auguste, hit by Dillon, but Mauser, who has played an exceptional game, I think, very sure, a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and the goalkeeper being confident, of course, gives a lot of confidence to the defenders playing in front of him. They know they can rely on him. New York, I don't really know exactly what New York can try now. Tampa are playing so well.
Oh!
Shot from Best.
Best.
The post.
A little razzle-dazzle by Clyde Best, and with a little room, catching his defender napping in front of him, chipped the ball with a swerve, and he caught Kuykendall napping, and it hit the corner upright and came out. But it was a brilliant individual effort by Clyde Best just a moment ago. Tampa continuing to threaten. It was, I don't recall, Paul, a conversation specifically. I know that you told me about it, about Pelé and Mauser and the Team America.
Well, Mauser, of course, was a goalkeeper. Whoops. This time it's Stuart Jump and not Pringle who saves the day. Mauser, of course, was one of the 3 goalkeepers selected for Team America, and there were 3 games played by Team America, and Mauser did not get to play in any one of them. And no doubt he was very disappointed by that. Some people said he was the next player. Yes, indeed, Tampa fans, I think, have a gripe there, and that is why they booed Ken Furphy's name, the Cosmos coach, when it was announced, because Ken Furphy was the coach of Team America. He did not select Arnold Mauser.
But what happened to Pelé and Mauser in that conversation? Supposedly they had a confrontation.
No, this was Furphy and Firmani who had the confrontation.
But I remember that Pelé came up to Mauser and said, I'm sorry you didn't play in the Team America with me, but you will play. And play he has. He has kept New York from scoring.
Well, if that's in fact what happened, then Mauser has certainly lived up to what Pelé said he could do.
All right, Glover again. Tampa through. Glover chasing the ball. Kuykendall comes up. Brave move by the goalkeeper.
Off his line very quickly that time, Kuykendall. Very quick to sense the danger. Glover breaking through. New York with a chance here if they move the ball quickly, but they continue to do it at rather a lethargic pace.
Garbutt being fed by Pelé. Out to Field. Field with the ball. New York Cosmos
Smith
flying.
again outside him, the fullback. Here he comes. Fine defensive play by Stuart Jump. Very calm, very cool, pushing the ball back to Mauser, not getting into difficulties at all.
Set plays versus extemporaneous type of play. And discipline plays a big role in this. It seems that Tampa Bay's efforts are more coordinated than the New York Cosmos.
Well, of course, they are, but on the other hand, they have a 4-goal lead. And when you're 4 goals down as New York, your play does often tend to get a bit ragged. Not that it wasn't ragged at the beginning of the game, but it has got to be better.
Mauser, of course, from Brooklyn, New York, and the Brooklyn kid showing the big boys from New York. 22 years of age, 6'2", 185 pounds.
Tampa Bay fans clapping, cheering, and roaring for every mood now. And well, they might, because their team has played brilliantly. And here's Field on a break, on his own, goalkeeper to beat only.
Great shot!
Well, we must fault Mauser on that, I'm afraid. I think that went straight through Arnie Mauser's legs.
Great shot.
So New York have managed to get on the scoreboard. Here is Field. Let's see where that ball goes. Straight through his legs.
He didn't cut off the angles close enough on this side.
The ball came straight to him. He should have stopped it. But, you know, we'll credit Tony Field for a good run and a fine shot. New York now, 1 goal back, will presumably be increasing the pressure to the point if they can get another one on the board, they may begin to think that they can do it.
So they've averted a shutout. They are on the scoreboard. We are well into the second half. It was 4-0, and now it is 4-1. So New York, this may give them, of course, that shot in the arm that they need. And we'll see. Field and an individual effort and a mistake by Mauser, as Paul pointed out. Second half, Tampa Stadium, 40,000 people, still bright sunshine, breezy up here high, and the temperature has to be 75, 78 degrees.
Oh,
Clyde Best all by himself.
Nobody called offside, but that was a very close call.
The linesman had his flag up there, and there didn't seem to be any dispute, as there was when Pelé's team was called offside.
No, well, I think the goal that New York had for him is Quinalia, beaten that time by Mark Lindsay.
It's a series of 2 passes that were very pretty to see, getting the ball to Quinalia. Pelé in a 1-push type thing, lobbed it behind him. Again, New York Cosmos on the attack, dribbling inside the penalty area. Field still has the ball. Scored the only goal. Headed away.
It was Auguste
Smethurst bangs it downfield, and Best is the only horse up there chasing.
The North American Soccer League game on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. Sonny and Cher zero in on some favorite monsters in tonight's comedy with Raymond Burr as guest, here on CBS.
Here's Pelé taking a shot just a moment ago at Mauser. You see it again, and Mauser parries it beautifully. What we won't see is the fact that Pelé, as he walked away, applauds Mauser and says, "Fine save." There's Pelé.
We have a substitution here, Mario, on the Tampa side. John Bloom coming in for, of all people, Tommy Smith, the captain.
John Bloom,
an American,
young American player.
On that save, we just saw a very hard shot from Pelé, parried by Mauser, but unlike Kuykendall in the first half, he got hold of the rebound. He did not let it run loose, and of course, the save was made rather than a goal being scored. Smethurst.
Clyde Best on the left, loses the ball somehow.
Yeah, for the first time he looked clumsy this afternoon. Otherwise, he's had a brilliant game.
You know, you bandy words around, people in soccer who play it and are purists, and they talk about constructive soccer. There's a run-through. Field again, and Mauser pulls it in.
Well, that's more like the Mauser we're used to, grabbing the ball and holding it.
Constructive is a bad adjective, Paul?
No, I think constructive is a very good word indeed.
Mauser again, being very constructive.
It conveys very well what a player should do with the ball when he gets it. He should look, he should see where one of his teammates is, and he should give it to him instead of just whacking it anywhere.
Stuart Scullion. Lindsay. Smethurst. Tampa Bay now, the hat-trick man Smethurst.
Scullion with two Cosmos defenders on him, Smith and Rowan.
Double teamed, as they would say. Still with the ball, plays it back, but a trailer man is there to pick up the loose ball, and Tampa still
the new man, Bloom.
Rodney! We opened up this broadcast, Paul, by saying 40,000 people in the sun here, very colorful crowd, setting a new record, a league record for a regular season game. That figure is wrong. It's 42,611. It's still a record, but it's more than we had anticipated. A one-on-one duel going on the left side. It's Pringle, and the ball played across the goal mouth, and it is a corner kick.
It was Field causing Pringle quite a bit of trouble there, getting the ball across, and it was eventually run out by a defender. There it is now. You don't see that too clearly, but the ball, in fact, was pushed out by a defender, so it is a corner kick to New York. Here it comes, Tinian taking it.
Headed into the goal mouth area, and Mauser is there. Still has it. Mauser down, out of position. Tinian again. Plays it to the middle. Clements looking for a teammate closer in, perhaps, to get a better shot. Out to the left. Pelé, wall pass. That's the give and go. Puts it across the goal mouth.
Mauser! Another great save by Mauser from a header by Smith. Plenty of pressure from New York now.
Now, when you see Mauser outside of his uniform, he looks very big and lumbering, and yet he's most agile.
He's very agile for a big man. His only fault, Coach Fermani tells me, is that despite... Well, I'll shut up while Kinalia takes this effort. Straight into Mauser's welcoming arms.
Now, the pressure has changed. New York now attacking more consistently and more shots taken, but from farther out.
Well, Tampa have at least 8 men back on defense now. They've decided that this is a 4-1 game, and they're going to keep it that way, and they've brought, as I say, 8 people back. Very difficult for New York to penetrate that sort of packed defense.
15 minutes approximately remaining. Unofficially, of course, the referee, and you wanted to talk about the referee, the next opportunity we have, he keeps the clock.
I'll just finish what I was saying about Arnie Mauser. His only fault, according to Coach Fermani, is that despite his huge, almost intimidating size, he's a very shy boy, and he will not shout and take command. Now, there's the referee. I wanted to say that in a soccer game, it is so important. This is Peter Johnson, an Englishman from Canada. The referee plays such an important role in a soccer game. He's there on his own. He's the man who makes all the important decisions. Everything comes down on his head.
Bad bounce, giving New York Cosmos the ball. Pelé.
New York certainly looking more coordinated now. They have done for the last 10 minutes here, but
They're using space a lot better. It seems all of a sudden the field has taken a different perspective in that they are having a lot of room to maneuver. Field again through, and a shot that just whizzes by the far post.
Mauser seemed to be lost on that one. I really don't believe he'd have let that shot go if he'd known how close it was going to be to that far post. He never moved for it as though he was confident it was going wide, but it was, in scientific terms, about 2 angstrom units outside of this far post, I would say. Damn close, in fact.
Thank you. When we talk about the near post and the far post, the near post, obviously, for those of you who are watching soccer for the first time, is the post closest to where the ball is coming. The far post, of course, being on the other side. There really was no need, but we've used that near post, far post a couple of times.
Now, again, the ball keeps coming back to New York, and again, they're being allowed time to push it forward. Mario just slipped some statistics in front of me. Very even. Saves by the Rowdies goalkeeper Mauser, 11, by Kuykendall in New York, 10. That does not reflect a 4-1 score. Shots on goal, Rowdies 18, New York now 22. More shots on goal. Foul by Keith Eddy, the
now, I was going to mention Keith Eddy, and down is number 12. Number 12 being Smethurst, the hat-trick man. Now, Keith Eddy, who played so well for Team America, we'll be back to talk about that. Next Saturday at this is a corner kick taken on a brilliant save by Kuykendall on a header by Clyde Best. And Kuykendall played that shot beautifully, parried it over the bar, and we have a corner kick now
to be taken from the other side of the field instead of this side. The referees decided that the ball went out closer to that side of the field, so the corner must be taken over there.
Here's the goal mouth. Smethurst, there you see Smith of New York, Clyde Best, the tall, number 9, and here's Stuart Scullion. Plays the ball across the goal mouth. Pelé controls it. Slows the ball down a bit. Makes sure a position player is running onto the ball. Garbett. New York Cosmos. Garbett. Plays it out to the left. Clements. Field, who's been all over the field. Smith from his right back position playing in the center of the field now. Being chased. Tinian. Keith Eddy. Keith Eddy has not played with the assurance that he had as a member of Team America.
Of course, with Team America, he played in midfield. Here he's back to his sweeper position. And there's Pelé going for that ball.
Quinaglia in front of the goal.
Marvelous control by Quinaglia.
In that heavy traffic.
But again, exactly. He's got so many defenders back there with him. Really going to be very difficult for New York to break through at that sort of range.
Smith. Corner kick again for New York.
Smith was protesting that he was held there. Somebody grabbed hold of his shirt when he was going for the ball. The referee did not see that. Another example there, a Stewart jump. This not too tall man jumping with Quinaglia, beating him to the ball.
Losing the ball and then giving it away. 10 minutes approximately left. Next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, CBS Sports Spectacular will present an exciting show featuring the Daytona Motocross from Daytona International Speedway, where the most celebrated field of motocross riders will compete, and the AAU National Boxing Championships also from Las Vegas, a major stepping stone to the Olympics. That's the Daytona Motocross and the AAU National Boxing Championships next Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
I'm thinking, Mario, that the right back for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, Arsene Auguste, this very, very supple man from Haiti, could get a job as a field goal kicker with an NFL team. He just belted that goal kick virtually 10 or 12 yards into the other half of the field. Rodney Marsh getting past Smith.
Puts the ball forward. And it's cut off by number 20.
Like Dillon.
New York Cosmos. 9 minutes approximately remaining. Behind.
It's just Rowan, a fullback. New York sending everybody up now. Pelé letting the ball go through. Nobody there to take it behind him. That move was not read well by any of his teammates.
And they had just come back from an exhibition game. They arrived here Friday, I believe, after playing in the Dominican Republic. Marsh on the right still has the ball, being blocked off, and the referee
choose to ignore that. I think that'll be a goal kick for New York. We were talking about Marsh earlier. There's no question but what Marsh is a big atmosphere, a big game player. This is a big game for him. He wants to look good. He wants to look good against Pelé. And my goodness me, he has looked good this afternoon. We've seen some brilliant stuff from Marsh. He's overshadowed Pelé, no question about that.
This new crowd record of 42,611 Tampa fans here to see their Tampa Bay Rowdies snap up an early lead, and they now lead 4-1. A brilliant hat trick by Derek Smethurst and 1 goal by Clyde Best. 1 goal from the New York Cosmos' Tony Field. There you see Brian Rowan.
We have a substitution for New York. This looks like George Siega coming on. He's pointing to somebody to come off, but nobody's going off. Tinian, I think, is going off. Tinian off. George Siega, tricky left winger, excellent ball control, very, very good at holding the ball, taking on a fullback, beating his man with the ball.
A Brazilian.
A Brazilian, yes. A naturalized American now, though. He owns a restaurant in New York City.
Wall, great shot, and it just screams over the bar.
Keith Eddy coming up from his sweeper position. There's George Siega.
30-second commercial. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Stand by.
Rodney Marsh with his magic, still with the ball, dribbles, passes it off to Smethurst. Smethurst across the goal mouth, and here's an opportunity. Oh, another goal for Tampa Bay. Scullion. And it's an interesting thing. 3 out of the 4 members of Murderers Row have scored. Watch the score.
There you see a mistake by Smith, heading the ball back across the goal, right into the middle, into the path of Scullion.
He deflected it. Smith deflected the goal.
He had a hand in the goal 2 ways. He gave the ball to Scullion, then he deflected his shot.
So in essence here, we have Rodney Marsh, sort of the trigger man, playing off the ball to his other members of the Murderers Row. And we have seen Smethurst with 3 goals, Clyde Best with 1 goal, and Scullion with a goal. Whether they'll give it to him or not because it was deflected off of Smith, I don't know.
I think that will go to Scullion. We have a substitution for Tampa, another one. Smethurst, the goal-scoring hero, has gone off. Joey Fink, who used to be a New York Cosmos player, has come on. Another American, All-American from New York University. Fine little player. This is Fink running for the ball now, not getting it.
What a show Tampa Bay's Rowdies have put on for their hometown fans.
They played brilliantly this afternoon, no question about that. New York have found themselves in a lot of trouble.
Talking about hometown fans, Siega with the ball. That was Field. Correction. Clements. Garbett. This is Siega.
Good, strong tackle by John Bloom, one of these young Americans on the Tampa side. By tackle, of course, I mean an attempt to take the ball away from a player's feet using your feet. Nothing to do with knocking a player down.
Oh, again, just over the top. Mauser was there, but it was a well-taken shot. A bit high, however, by number 20, Dillon.
Another defender. We're seeing an increasing number of shots by New York defenders. They're pushing everybody forward now.
You're talking about the home field advantage, Paul. Immediately following this, of course, the sixth game of the NBA playoffs between Boston and Phoenix, of course, on Phoenix's home court.
Fine header by Smith. He really does get up so well on those balls. Marvelous athlete. Jumps high, gets power into his header.
Fine tackle by Auguste. Lindsay out to the left. Glover, who has slowed down his breakneck pace. Clyde Best has the ball. Bad defensive move by Eddie. Best is through. Best is through. Still has the ball. And a corner kick.
The old defense, again, a bit of a shambles on that, but one has to credit excellent play by the Tampa forwards, pushing the ball about beautifully.
I want to give our special thanks to field operations engineer Artie Tin, production advisor from the BBC with us, Alec Weeks, also from the two clubs, Jim Trekker of the Cosmos and Francisco Marcos, Charles Seredensky and Marty Rotberg, Tom Meredith, all from the host team Tampa Bay Rowdies for this weekend.
A standing ovation for Rodney Marsh, who's come off the field here after playing really a brilliant game. He's having a conversation with Eddie Fermani now.
Tampa Bay dominating the game with an early lead in that first half, going into the showers or the halftime 3-0. Overlapping run on the left side. And a ball, dangerous ball. Lindsay.
I cannot understand what Rodney Marsh was up to there. He's been taken off the field and he was wandering about on the field there. And I was going to say, well, there's a player yards offside there, but in fact it was Marsh leaving the field, but still on the field of play. He's replaced by number 11, Doug Walker, who's another American player. So we've got 3 or 4 Americans on the field now for Tampa.
In the waning minutes of the game, I guess a chance to play in an international, when I say international, a first division match here in the North American Soccer League, and blood their young players for a future season. The ball high. Mauser again, high in the air.
Flash of 2 big men there. Canaglio went solidly in. He hit Mauser quite a big thump, but Mauser, those very strong arms of his, holding onto the ball as though it was just a small little tennis ball.
Glover again. Ball played all the way to the right side, turning the defense around. Stuart Scullion. Score of 1 goal, dribble, still has the ball. Plays it. Best. He took the ball away from Best. Auguste. Out to the left side.
Doug Wolf.
Doug Wolf. Plays it across the goal mouth. And Kuykendall is there, but the ever-present Clyde Best lofting into view. Clements. New York Cosmos behind. 5-1. About 1:20 remaining.
Just Clements with maybe New York's last day, but I give credit to Clements. He's had a very industrious game. He's done a lot of hard work out there, and he's had little support, and he's really not got much to show for it. But he's had a very, very hard-working afternoon indeed.
Siega. Fine move, corner kick. Goal kick. As far as fans who are seeing Pelé for the first time. There's Mauser again. We're talking about Mauser. And there's Pelé. The fans here at Tampa, seeing Pelé for the first time, what kind of impressions? Here's a highly touted player, supposedly the best in the world.
I think they'll go home saying, well, Rodney Marsh is a better player than Pelé. A fair judgment perhaps on this game, but overall not a fair judgment. A player like Pelé cannot play without the support that he so desperately needs. He just hasn't had it in this game, partially due to deficiencies on the part of New York, but mostly due to excellent defensive play, well-coordinated midfield play by Tampa. They really clamped down on New York.
When you look at the record, though, Pelé has 1,245 goals in 1,292 games. And around the world, El Rey, the King, La Perla Negra, the Black Pearl, all the accolades, all the awards. He has been on 3 World Cup Championship teams where they have won the World Championships.
Well, I've been watching soccer all over the world now for 35 years, Mario, and he's the best player I ever saw.
But he needs the support, as you pointed out, Paul. Here's Mauser. And Mauser and that maybe ill-fated conversation with Pelé, where Pelé said,
you think Pelé will regret
play
that?
tomorrow. And Mauser has played extremely well. Made one mistake, and that cost him a goal.
Here comes Scullion again with his short little legs pumping up and down. Excellent dribble of this man. Finishes it with an atrocious pass. Well, Pelé will love that.
Quinaglia has not played well.
Well, he's now having to wander out to the wing to find the ball. He did well with that pass.
Field again. Wall pass out to Field. Draws him wide. About 10 seconds remaining. And that's the end of the game, I believe. The referee, and they're switching jerseys. That's the final score. Tampa Bay 5, New York 1, a North American Soccer League game. The final score, 5-1, Tampa Bay over New York's Cosmos.